Start that again. Good afternoon, Mercer Island Community Center. My name is Jessie Bond. I am your city manager. It is April 4th at 3:00 p.m. We are broadcasting live, and this video will be available on our website and social media feeds a little bit later. Thank you for joining us today. Sitting next to me is Mayor Salim Neese. We're here to provide an update to the community about a leaking underground water pipe that led us to notify residents of approximately 20 homes near North 95th Court Southeast to evacuate their properties last night. Before I share additional information about the incident and our emergency response, I'd like to turn the floor over to Mayor Neese to share some thoughts about our response.
Thank you, Jessie. First, I want to thank the emergency response teams from the City of Mercer Island, including the utility crews, the police department, Eastside Fire and Rescue, and Seattle Public Utilities for their swift response and professionalism during this situation. I also want to extend my deep appreciation to the residents who've been affected. We know what an inconvenience this is, and we're grateful for your understanding and your cooperation. Before this meeting today, both the city manager and I had an opportunity to meet via Zoom with all of the owners of the homes. And I was there to reassure them that the city council, that my lines as the mayor are directly open to them. And I wanted to make sure that they got everything that they need. And I was assured that they are, but they know how to reach me if they're not. And finally, Jessie, to you and your team, thank you for your dedication to our city, our residents, our community's safety. You've all been working around the clock during this situation, and we're grateful for your service. We take any risk to public safety seriously, and that's why we took the steps, the extraordinary steps last night to evacuate these 20 homes. And our top priority is to get these residents back into their homes and to do it safely and as quickly as possible.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Many of you have reached out and asked what happened. Yesterday afternoon, the City of Mercer Island sent a geotechnical engineer out to the area adjacent to 95th Court Southeast and to investigate the site, and they reported unstable soil conditions. That is due to a leaking underground high-pressure water pipe that is owned by Seattle Public Utilities. Our concern, after hearing from our geotechnical engineer, was that based on those soil conditions, if the Seattle Public Utilities water main were to break, that it could cause dangerous flooding or a potential landslide. So far, this has not happened. I want to reassure this has not happened. We have not had a flood or a landslide. The evacuations were a precautionary measure to ensure safety while we navigated the situation with the Seattle Public Utilities water main. Because of the soil conditions we found in the report from the geotechnical engineer, we made the decision to evacuate 20 homes near the area. Again, this was done out of caution and to protect residents in that area. The leak has had no impact on water quality for residents on Mercer Island. Andrea, if I can ask you to screen share the PowerPoint really quick. I want to just explain to the community a little bit more about the service area. And next slide, please. So I'll just remind Mercer Island residents that the City of Mercer Island receives our water from Seattle Public Utilities. The graphic that we're broadcasting right now, the water comes across from the Bellevue side in the purple lines on the graph. That is the Seattle Public Utilities water main line. The cursor on the screen, which is Southeast 40th Street, is where we have detected a leak, again, in the SPU main transition line. The leak is there. It's kind of the westernmost portion of Southeast 40th. Seattle Public Utilities will be working to excavate the area and repair the leak. So that is how water is transmitted to Mercer Island. Last night, we switched over city service to the Blue Canyon line. That's the term that we use for it. It runs along East Mercer Way. So I want Mercer Islanders to understand that we are on the backup water line that is servicing our reservoir tanks. So again, the city is receiving water right now from Seattle Public Utilities through the Canyon line or the backup line that's shown there on blue. There are no impacts to water quality on Mercer Island. Next slide, please. This is not to alarm you, it's simply for awareness. I think most islanders know from previous incidents that the city has 2 4-million-gallon reservoir tanks. Those are the tanks that we use to supply water citywide. One of these tanks is offline right now for planned maintenance. We're relining the tanks. Again, one tank right now is offline for planned maintenance. So at this time, the backup water service that I just showed you in the previous graphic is supplying adequate water to meet our needs citywide, including maintaining our fire flows. We are not asking the community at this time to conserve water, and if the circumstances change, we will provide a citywide alert and let you know. Andrea, go ahead and stop screen sharing. So let me tell you a little bit more about what's happening now related specifically to the incident. All of the potentially impacted residents, which again was about 20 homes, were notified that they had a legal requirement to evacuate. We worked with them overnight to get them into housing and hotels. If you did not receive a notice to evacuate, your home is not impacted by this emergency. We've had a lot of questions come in. Do I need to evacuate? Again, if you did not hear from the city, you are in an area that is not part of this evacuation notice. Last night, Seattle Public Utilities turned off the main line that was on the graph I showed you just a minute ago, and pressure has been reduced. That was a really important step to reducing risks of a landslide. As I just noted, our backup water line is operational and meeting our current service needs. We have been working all day with geotechnical engineers, our own utility crews, and Seattle Public Utilities, not only on the fix, but on the solution to hopefully get homeowners back into their homes as soon as it is safe to do so. We are still working with Seattle Public Utilities on the repair and the assessment. They have had crews out again all day looking at solutions for that pipe. I don't have any new information on the repair, but we hope to have more information to share on that soon. So what's happening now and what's happening next? Just about an hour ago, Mayor Neese and I met with the residents of the evacuated area, and there were a number of homes that have been deemed safe, and those homeowners were notified that they may return to their homes. We don't yet have an update on the timeline for the other homeowners to return, but we are in constant communication with them and have made some accommodations for them to quickly get into their homes to retrieve essential items. I want to emphasize our priority is to get all of the residents back in their homes as soon as it is safe to do so. We're continuing to coordinate with a variety of teams, Seattle Public Utilities, Eastside Fire and Rescue, the King County Office of Emergency Management, and our other partners that are working with us on this event right now. I've said this a couple times, but I want to reiterate, there's no guidance from the City of Mercer Island or Seattle Public Utilities to conserve water at this time. We will be in touch with the community as the situation evolves and as circumstances change. Salim, I'll hand the floor back to you.
Thank you. So I want to reiterate my thanks to Jessie, her team, and all the service providers that have been working hard addressing this issue. We'll continue to provide updates to the community when there's important updates to share. And I want everybody to stay connected on the city's website and our social media feeds for updates when they're available, should the need arise. And our customer service line is always open and available if anyone has any questions. The phone number is 206-275-7600. And community safety is our top priority, and we'll continue to work to ensure the well-being of everybody. I want to thank you for taking the time to join us today.
Thank you.